Welcome to the kitchen sink. We will chat, we will make you think. You will not want to go to the loo. You could miss a lot if you had that poo. Stay and watch and join in. Yeah! Hello! Hello! Hello, and welcome to the kitchen sink. I'm Sarah Bridgman, and this is...
I'm Lucy Orchard.
We did it right for us. Brilliant. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone watching. Nice to see you. Jonathan Oozum Stanley, hello to you too. Jonathan says hello, and he says, oh, this is exciting. Love the countdown. Thank you very much. We love it too. And we have regular to the show, Hugh Janus. Hello, Hugh. Oh, did you notice the hashtag this week on Twitter, Lucy? There was a big, huge Janus energy going on.
It's so close. We did 3 in a row and then straight back to huge.
But there was a good energy on Twitter, so we've made good use of that. Thanks, Hugh. And yeah, so this is the kitchen sink. If this is you're new here, this is our comedy chat show podcast where we basically talk shit for an hour, isn't it? Oh, sorry. That's true, isn't it? Don't go telling me off now. So
I didn't. I was like, it's like pretend it's a well-crafted production. We just chat some shit.
It is well-crafted. Wait till you see our stuff now. We're going to show you all our stuff. Anyway, so yeah, you will be watching from Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and we see all your comments coming in, and then we show our favourite ones. So keep those comments coming, and yeah, we have a bit of a chat. We've got Atheneum Place coming up soon, which is one of our features. We're going to be reviewing Rhys Nicholson's comedy because we are comedy nerds. Yeah, I saw your video on Twitter earlier.
Oh, damn it. I always assumed you don't watch them.
Most of the time I don't, but this week, for reasons which we will explain in a moment, I am a bit crazy this week. I'll probably start a cult. And those of you that know me and have seen my comedy regularly knows what that means. So stand clear in the next couple of days, lest I tell you off. But anyway, so yeah, so you're watching from all over. You're welcome. You're welcome. Every week, I'm like, I'm going to do so well this week. And every week, I cock it up in the first minute.
Every week, you do amazingly, darling.
Thank you so much, babes. Thanks, babes. So, yeah, so here we are. Right. How are you, Lucy? I think that's everything, isn't it? That's all the intros. Oh, that's not everything. We got Atheneum Place. We're going to review Rhys, but we're also going to meet and interview and chat with. It's not an interview. Chat. Rich Wilson, comedian. Do you know what? I've been. We saw him at a gig recently. Loved his vibe. Comes across that first.
Messaging under the table. Potential guest. Let's get him.
Let's ask this sexy beast onto our show. And yeah, but when he first came on, I was thinking, oh, here we go, big dick energy. He's going to be a bloke just telling us what to do. And he's absolutely not. Full on, brilliant. Wait till you meet him. Still got the big dick energy, I'm sure. But he's got an amazing podcast called Insane in the Membrane, which I love. And he's also done a female version, but where he's encouraging men to talk about their mental health. So It's just fantastic. And he's a feminist. I can't wait to chat to him. So yeah, I know. Lucy's going to be like, no, sir, let me chat to him. Do you see what I mean? Got a bit crazy. Huge. No, I haven't had any. This hormones, menopause. This is what happens. It's not just sweating. It's crazy as well. But anyway, so I think that's everything. Lucy, how are you?
I just want to say thank you very much this week because I have been a little bit stressed. Just lots of plate juggling, and the fun part of moving home isn't just the chaos of moving home. It's then doing the phone calls. And it's like changing the cat insurance and your phone contract and ringing the tax people and and they always you get like a half-hour audio tape that says do it online. I've tried. That's why I'm here now. Do you think that wasn't my first port of call?
What do you know? I live in Devon.
I know. Do it online. Have you not seen my shows?
Yeah. The king of Wi-Fi is very nice to us today, though. Nice
that's because today is the first day of using my new Cat 5 cable.
Ooh, even your cables are named after cats.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I have my co-host in for Big World Small Talk in Michigan sent me the link. Then my friend that I made on the Stu Goldsmith website from being on the Infinite Sofa, Al found me the British version. Then my friend in North Carolina took me around the living room and showed me where the ports are. I'm like, I am not taking any chances. Like, I've got this and this stuff. Somebody else to tell me what to fucking do with it. Because I do like to tell people, yes, I have an IT degree, but I started my IT degree in the 20th century.
Yeah, back when this is a computer. Congratulations, here's your first.
Yeah, you start your computer up. Joanna Lumley would tell you if you got any mail after you had a little bop and a boop to the sound of the fax machine. So it's sort of like, oh yeah, just get your Cat 5 cable. Yeah, I'd get that one. I'm like,
okay.
Could you show me a picture?
What's a picture?
Can you send me the link of what I buy exactly?
Yeah. Can you just know what I want? And I don't want to be bothered. Like, do you know how many cables are on the market?
I will be involved in this process. I have the payment details, but if that can be my only input, that would be grand.
Right. I'm gonna. So I'm glad. So the cable's in. The Wi-Fi's looking sexy. You've managed to get through to HMRC. We're good to go.
Oh, I've smashed it. I've managed to do the cat insurance, the phone contracts, HMRC.
You are lifing it. You are living the shit out of life this week.
I'm adulting the fuck out of it. But hopefully that means
the effing, guys.
Hopefully that means that I can just next week, I don't know, start watching reruns of Buffy and just wear pajamas for a week. I'm hoping that it's yin yang.
Yeah, a little bit of, work-life balance.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you, love?
Well, like I just said, hormonal. I hate
You've been a beast. You've been a beast today. This week, you have just made me being all admin-y and grumpy. It's like, bing, bing, bing. I've done this, I've done that. And I'm just like, who's that girl?
Who is she? Oh, tribute to Nikki from, R.I.P. Nikki from Big Brother who passed away. But yeah, who is she? That's me this week. Yeah, sorry. Ooh, sorry if you didn't know, but let's not get into it. We haven't got time. But yeah, I'll tell you after. Yeah. So this is what my hormones do, right? Most of the time I'm a sloth. Most of the time I'm like, how can I organize my day so I can spend at least 10 hours of it watching Once Upon a Time on Netflix? How can that happen, right? I'll just about do my day job, and Lucy forces me to do this, and the rest of the time I just want to eat and sloth about. And then every now and then, about once a month, I have one day where I go crazy. And normally at that time, that's how the comedy club I created, Rough As, started out, just because in that one day, it's enough to make me start clubs, start cults, I could create anything. I could be the CEO of any company on that one day. And I go a bit crazy and a bit, eyes kind of milk over, and the next day I wake up and I'm like, shit, what have I done? And now I've got extra admin to do. Why did I do that? Well, today is day 4 and counting of being in that kind of hyper mood. Anybody watching, I know it could be bipolar, it could be, but I normally put it down to hormones. And I was chatting to my sister last night online. She went, yeah, that's the menopause. I'm like, shit. So I don't know when this is going to calm down.
So hang on, right.
I could be a productive human being now.
Let's not lose the viewers. What? But ultimately, a period is once every month, whereas I believe the menopause is just non-stop, like being a 24-hour techno disco all the time.
Yeah.
So this new admin bunny that I've now inherited, are you telling me that it's here for the next, say, 12 to 15 years?
Well, wouldn't that be nice for you? For me,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I want to go crazy. Yeah. Add them in. So yeah, it's good, but also a little bit not so good for me. But we'll see. Normally just eating chocolate does it, but I'm trying to lose weight, so I don't want to just eat. I bought chamomile tea to calm me down today. I love chamomile tea, it works really well. Anyway, yes. So yeah, it's moving swiftly on. So that's how I am. I hope you're well. And so time for our first feature. Have you? Oh my God, guys! If only we had somewhere on the internet to express our opinions. Should I do it or shall you?
You do it. You do it. You do it. You do it. I was like, well,
we have. Welcome to Opinion Place.
Opinion Place. Opinion Place. Say what you want, right to my face.
Yes, Opinion Place. Lucy, have you got an opinion for us?
I do.
Go on, fire away. And anyone watching, feel free to join in the comments.
It's just a quick one, but today I had to pop into the spa to see my friend Amanda. She had something for me, so I quickly just ran in. And what builders and tradesmen tend to do is we wear snoods. So it's always around your neck. So if you have to, you just quickly snick it over your face, and it's sort of like a travelling mask that doesn't leave your neck sort of thing. And there was a tradesman in there, and he was doing this.
Right.
And I've been a bit grouchy today. So I went, fuck's sake, you can do better than that. I said, where's your snood? And he had a Welsh accent, right? So I went really Welsh on him. So he went, oh, I haven't got one. And I went, oh, gutting. Did the pandemic start yesterday?
And he did that stern face.
I did that stern face. And then his mate turned around the corner expecting to see a Karen. And what he saw was a woman in full workwear high vis. And he was like, ooh. It's like, don't dance with me today, sweetheart. But it's just a case of we are so close to the door being open to freedom. Come on.
Come on, Britain. Come on. You can do it.
We are going to be able to go back on stage and perform. I'm going to be able to see if Sarah's got legs. There are all these things that are in my future. Like, come on.
Spoiler alert, she has got legs.
Ooh.
They're not great, but they work. They get me from A to B. So is that the end of that opinion?
That's my opinion. You know what you're doing by now. It's not new. That's my opinion. That's it. I'm out.
Wear your friggin' mask, snood, whatever it is. Just stop breathing, preferably. I think, if you go out without a mask or something to cover your face, you should just stop breathing permanently.
Yeah, if you could.
Yeah. Because it's not to protect you, it's to protect everyone.
We've now hit over a year.
No.
Right, 1 second. Q, I may be wearing the same top from my tweet. Like, okay. I didn't get in till late. I've been attacking tradesmen in the spa. Yes, I was wearing this cardigan to protect myself, but then, as I just told Sarah before the show, I had a little bit of carbon monoxide poisoning today. It did put me on the back foot, so no, I haven't changed outfits.
What are we like between my menopause and your carbon monoxide? Cool, we're a treat, aren't we? So, okay, my opinion. I have two opinions this week, but I want us to spend time on our other stuff. But okay, we might have time for another. Have you got more than one opinion this week?
I've got a million, because I use this as a therapy session, but I keep them written down and I bring them out every single time. Okay,
my opinion. Royal family. Don't know if you're aware, R.I.P. Prince Phil the Greek, as my dad calls him. Bless him. Bless his cotton socks, okay? But I'm feeling for the Queen this week. Bless her. You know, she's lost her husband of 70-odd years, regardless of who they are. That's, a long old time to be with a troublesome family member. And apparently, I don't know if you heard this today, the other royals are having a little bit of a spat. Old Nancy Prince Andrew is like, going, well, I want to go in fancy dress to the funeral as an admiral. He was never been an admiral. Yes, he's been in the Navy, but I don't get why, he gets to go to his mum going, can I go in the dressing box and be an admiral, please? No, if you're an admiral, fine. How do you, anyway. And And now, first of all, Twitter was going crazy. We're going, he should be an admiral, blah, blah, blah. And then the next thing I see, apparently the Queen turned around and said, no one's wearing fancy dress. You're all going in a suit.
If none of you can play with the toy properly, no one's having it.
Yes. Yeah, we're putting it away, putting the toys away. Calm down. Poor old Queenie. I imagine that she probably just turned around and went, go naked for all I care.
My husband's dead.
I lost my husband. Sort yourselves out. That's what I reckon. Screw you. You know, bless her. My opinion is royal family. Are they the most outmoded institution, or are they the original dysfunctional family? What do you think, Lucy?
I love them.
Yeah.
Them.
They're like a soap opera, really, aren't they? Bless them.
Broke my heart when Tony Blair sold the Britannia. It's honestly the
Really?
Yeah.
When was the last time you had to go on the Britannia?
They used to take it around. It used to be what they used to host with. It was sort of their home from home. They didn't have to be beholden to any host country. They did a lot of networking on there and brought a lot of income. And then Tony Blair, because he's a little shit face, sold it as soon as he got the Meccano set. And all I did on my Facebook on the day that he passed away is put RIP Prince Philip. That's it.
Yeah.
I thought I've got too many angry lefties and too many yogurt weaving socialists on there to put anything other than that. I just wanted to show my respect. Oh, the shit I got for it. Go fuck yourself. I'm allowed to put what I want. And I actually think I put in a response, my post, my opinion, my wall.
Yeah, I mean, we should be allowed to say what, within reason. You don't want to be illegal. And I was like, not sure if I should call him a nonce, actually, because he's not, being charged with anything.
Technically speaking, there hasn't been any. He hasn't
girl.
actually been formally charged in a judicious process, but
let's hope I don't go to prison for this or get charged a lot of money. But it's an opinion.
He's distracted at the moment. I'm sure you're fine for the treason.
Regular to the show, Ray Turner. Hi, Ray. Ray says he's going to be made a full admiral as his 60th birthday gift, but that wasn't done after his friendship with Epstein hit the deadline.
Well, the thing is, Harry can't wear his full regalia because he was stripped of his titles when he went to Hollywood or wherever it is he's having his green smoothies.
Yeah. Oh, bless them. Well, I do like the royal family. I think they do bring in a lot of money for tourism, but then they do cost us a lot of money.
They don't cost us more than they bring in, though.
Really? Are you sure about that? Okay.
All you got to do is put Kate Middleton's wedding dress in Buckingham Palace. We can pay the deficit. Swear to God, it's and also they've got a lot of cleaning up to do after our prime ministers as well.
Right. Oh my God! Yeah. That's another.
Prime ministers go in and do stuff, and next thing you know, it's sort of like, "Would you like me to take this?" Hello.
Okay, Franimal is Franimal. We haven't seen you for a while. It's lovely to see you. Entirely up to you. Franimal is asking: is it best to watch it here or?
It's the same output. Doesn't matter where you go. All I know is if you're watching through Twitter. And you do an emoji, it comes up as a robot. There you go. There's the difference.
Yes. So here we go. So that's opinion. Oh, that was a good, controversial one with the royal family. Yeah. My other opinion is, well, really, this week I got slightly, as well as the menopause, got slightly stressed out. If I just say to you, school reunion.
Oh,
only worse because they've got a Facebook page and people keep. I've been tagged into it, and it's fun.
Because someone tags you, it does not mean you do not have free will.
When I say tag, I mean invited me to join, and so
okay. And
it was the people of my year, the popular people, because they're the ones that took the photos because they wanted to record their school days. All the popular people are putting their photos up and going, "Oh, remember this, remember that, was so amazing." And I'm looking at it going, "Oh, this is nice," but also, I remember being excluded and feeling like nobody in the corner actually for a lot of this. So yeah, enjoyable, but frankly, can also get in the bin. So that is my opinion. So that's it this week for Opinion Place. Hang on.
I do have a small opinion that I was going to bring to the table regarding people and their uses of indicators, but I think I'll use that for another day when we have an hour.
I don't know. Keep that for next week. There we go. Opinion, please.
Opinion, please. Opinion, please. Say what you want, right to my face. Opinion, please.
Sorry.
Sorry, I really get
I
into
do
that.
like that one.
I do really like that. It makes me think of the make-believe wars you have on Spaced.
Yeah. I love Spaced.
Love Spaced.
All right. Have we reviewed Spaced yet? We haven't, have we?
No.
Ooh. Right. Okay. So next up we have. Old and new comedy review. I was thinking, Lucy, a little bit of a team meeting online. What do you think? Because the word review, it suggests that we are making a recommendation or not, isn't it? And I'm wondering, what we actually do is end up comedy nerding out over these things usually, isn't it? Should we change it to comedy nerd, or should we keep it to what do you guys think? What do anyone watching think?
Reviewing it. If somebody reviews something, like if you go on Amazon and you look at like an extension cable or something, you look at the review. It's information. You're not. Do you know what I mean? A review is not an advert. A review is an opinion. That's what I think.
Okay, so Lucy's thinking keep to review. I'm thinking maybe comedy nerd. If anyone has an opinion, place opinion, if somebody has gives a shit about it, let us know in the comments. But in the meantime, what happens is if you're new to us, we every week, Lucy or I make a suggestion over comedy that either we haven't seen yet or that we know that we love and we might think the other person loves. Okay, so last week, I suggested that we watch Rhys Nicholson, who is an Australian comic, and he has a special on Netflix. Did anybody watch it other than me and Lucy? Okay.
Joined in there. I was like, oh yeah, I'm a part of the show.
And I suggested it because, little humble brag here now, a little humble brag. I was doing a tryout at the Glee on a Friday night because I'd done my Thursday night twice. I did really well. So it was my little Friday night one. And he was on after me and he fucking stormed it. But because I was still stressed out from doing my Friday night tryout, I hadn't watched it. So when I saw that he had a show on Netflix, I was like, I really want to watch it because I didn't really see any of his stand-up, but honest to God, he ripped the roof off it, okay? So this was his comedy special, live at the Atheneum. Anyway, Rhys Nicholson, if you Google it on Netflix, or search for it on Netflix, you'll find it. So Lucy, I suggested it, so you go first. What do you think?
I've mentioned it a few times on the Lucy Show, and I think on here as well, that since January of this year, I only listen to Australian radio. It's become my audible Valium. There's something about the Australian accent that makes me hate people less.
Right.
turns the anger down from about 10 to a 6. And so this has popped up on my recommendations before. And when you mentioned it, I was really excited because it was something I thought, oh, wow, that'd be nice if that pops up. And you suggested it. And I have to say, from start to finish, I think he's an absolute fucking delight. I could happily put it on I watched it sat down and then I've listened to it driving because now I've seen the visual gags. And personally speaking, I want more. If you focus as well, his voice is very much like the guy off RuPaul's Drag Race, the guy with the brown hair.
Which one? There's a couple of guys with brown hair on it.
Not Carson, the other one.
Ross.
Yes,
the American one, Ross.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it Timbra? I don't know.
Timbra, yeah.
Sounds like him.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So
for me, and it's little things as well. It was little things like when he said about getting married, and he was saying how I want him to have to go through forms if he leaves me, and it's like, oh, you want to leave me, do you? Here's 7 forms. What was that? What's for dinner? I thought so.
he's just brilliant. From a comedy like perspective, watching it, like I loved. He has such a distinct comedy persona, and yeah, I forgot to do that. Sorry. I love it. That whaps the minute I start talking, it was like, oh yeah, let's put a picture.
Put a massive cock on the screen.
Another one.
I know.
So yeah, from a comedy perspective, he's got such an amazing straight away. His first joke is solid comedy percent. You know exactly who you've got. You know exactly what he's going to be like, and then from then on, it's just solid jokes. It's all set up, punchline, act out. He is, and for the whole, I know it's a recording, so they would have re-recorded. They would have probably filmed it over a couple of nights and put the best stuff together. Maybe that's what usually happens when they film comedy specials. But even he was so professional, such a solid act. It's really, really good. And I was like, I would love to see that live. I'd love to see his act live.
You'd piss yourself, wouldn't you? You'd literally piss yourself. I would snort during a quiet moment.
Yes. They would have a full-on Lucy Orchard snort.
Yeah, ruin it.
Yeah. He is brilliant. Oh, Franimal, you've seen him in recent Edinburgh a few times. Yeah, sharp is the word. Yeah.
I found similarities between him and Bridget Christie in the way that Bridget Christie mutters the end of her jokes. So she'll add tags onto her punchline, but she lowers her voice as if she's like, blah, 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 blah. Whereas he will go, oh, I did it 1, 2, 9 times. That's how he does. He does. It's very similar science to Rhys Nicholson.
Yes, yeah, that's quite funny actually. I wouldn't have put those two together, but now you mention it, yeah, I agree. So yeah, I think it's an absolutely solid act. I'd love to see him live when we're all allowed out again. Definitely, I'll seek him out live. But in the meantime, yeah, check out that. You wouldn't be disappointed. I would get your other half or whoever, get a few people around. Don't flog anyone. And
when he said about making love to his partner. After coming over on drugs, I couldn't breathe.
Yeah. I just loved the whole thing. I thought he was really good. I suppose I really love his, like I say, the persona, but he's like it does him a disservice to say he's like a campy man, like a campy bitchy man. Because he's not always like that. He's got more peaks and troughs.
Rely on that as part of his
There is a lot of that. So you could put him, Tom Allen, I would say, he's like an Australian Tom Allen a bit, really. And really good. Really enjoyable.
There's a bit of Lily. There's a bit of Lily in there.
A little bit of Lily, absolutely. So Lucy, I'm really glad that you loved that because I suggested it because I'm like, I want to watch it, but I had never had. So brilliant. Got to watch that. Fantastic. It's your turn. So what's your suggestion for next week?
Right. Okay.
And I'm going to sit down because I always bloody forget what anyone says, whether it's me or you, and was like, what were we reviewing again? Right. Come on, Ed. What's it going to be?
So I've got, to make sure I bring it up correctly.
Lucy does the oldies. Is it going to be am I going to be watching something that I'm actually going to have to dig up and watch over a stone tablet? Or is it going to be something a bit more modern? What's it going to be?
Because I had 2 choices. It was old or older. So I've gone with old.
Old or ancient.
The next one is going to be older. It's The Sketch Show.
Right. All right. Yeah. Just The Sketch Show. Where are we finding this?
I will put a link to it on Twitter and our Facebook page. It's through YouTube, but it is the ensemble creation from 2001, starring Lee Mack, Karen Taylor, Tim Vine, Ronnie Ancora. I think it predates Big Train, but it's British sketch. And I absolutely adore a bit of Lee Mack. If you're watching me, you are fit.
He's married.
I didn't say I was going to follow it up.
With you, Lucy, I wouldn't put it past you.
It's because he does so many mannerisms of Eric Morecambe, and that
He's
to me,
brilliant.
That's you. You make it accept that we're going to date. If you're a man that impersonates Eric Morecambe, I'm yours.
I remember seeing him on Graham Norton once, and you know what? He's clearly they have a comedian on the sofa, or they used to, along with all the big Hollywood stars. And it got to the point he was just bam, bam, joke, 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 and within the conversation, but everything was banter, banter, funny, 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 to the point where I could even see Graham Norton kind of going, "Oh God, wind it in a little bit, mate." You know, you could see it became exhausting, but he's so funny, very, very good.
And of course, it's also got King of One-Liners, Tim Vine in it, and also Karen Taylor, who I haven't sent a begging video yet to, but she was on my first original list.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, Pranival tells us Lee is on today's episode of Adam Buxton. I am going to download that now because I want to get Adam Buxton.
Basically just said Sarah's two favourite words, Adam and Buxton.
Lee Mac. Happy days. Hopefully he's got divorced and then you'll be right in there then.
Yeah, but it's just, there's something that I like quick. I get the impression that they wrote their own material, and hopefully it's I remember it vaguely. You know, like Smack the Pony. You remember it vaguely, but Smack the Pony, I remember actual sketches.
Me too.
The sketch show, I don't. I remember watching it, but I don't remember word for word passages. Whereas if I see a ponytail, I pretend to throw up, and like I just when you pretend to faint and stuff. I remember so much, like I'm a party lover. I
remember that, and we must get off this because our guest is in the dining room. Yeah. But I remember there's a sketch on Smack the Pony, the one where they go to the swimming pool. I'm just going to say swimming pool and hair. Hilarious.
I did that. That's the international symbol.
Just check it out on YouTube, guys. It's brilliant. But it will be one we'll probably review soon too. Okay, so I can see that we have a guest in the dining room.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for joining in on our comedy review thing. Oh, before we move on, sorry. Our guests should be enjoying the nibbles in the dining room. We'll find out what nibbles we've got in a moment. But a few people mentioned about the comedy, what we should call it. Huge says comedy battle. Okay. Ray says comedy nerds review. So we still he's very much on the fence.
You are very Switzerland there, Mr. Turner.
Very Switzerland. Very good. Wise Hatter says, greetings, fellow humans. Hi. So, I don't know. Guys, I love you, but I'm not keen on either of those. So maybe we'll stick with common, because it's not a battle, is it? It's not, no one's winning. We're all winning.
It's our show. If we change our mind at any moment, we can do what the fuck we want.
Yeah, but thanks though. I like the suggestion, but let's stick with. I'm the one that's going to have to create a whole new video. So
yeah, exactly. So I don't know why you're not saying let's keep it review. I've made the video.
I don't know. I just thought, maybe I like saying we're nerding out on this comedy. Anyway, so this week we have a fantastic guest. He's in the dining room as we speak. Lucy, what nibbles have we got for Rich Wilson?
Well, because he comes across as quite manly, I put a steak tartare there.
Ooh, good. But do we know, does he eat meat? Because although he looks all manly, he is a feminist. So
he looks like he'd be like, yeah, give me some raw meat and put a fucking raw egg on it. So
ring.
We'll know if he's eating it because there's going to be yolk all down the front of him. So that is
right.
Right. The salad, I put out some carrot sticks and low-fat hummus. So we've got both of his sides there, whatever he wants.
Why low-fat? It's the worst of the humu.
I don't know. I got nervous in Sainsbury's and took it.
I do. When I get nerves in Sainsbury's, you think this is what Sainsbury's is for.
It's because I'd nicked 3 chickens at my jumper.
Chicken fat dripping down the aisle. Oh, lovely. And I'm saying that as a vegetarian. Right, let's hope he's finished his steak tartare. Ladies and gentlemen, I love this guy's comedy. I love this guy's podcast. Please welcome to the stage, the fantastic stage. Welcome to the kitchen sink. Welcome to the sink. Rich Wilson!
Hello! Can you hear me all right?
I can hear. Yes. We can hear you perfect. Oh, I like that outside broadcast.
Well, I'm doing a gig, and I was promised that I could do this at the same time in a back room.
Yeah.
Lies, absolute lies. So now I'm outside. I'm outside. You
Oh
see me?
no.
I'm the man on the street. Yeah, so there we are.
Literally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I love the description of me. I do get that a lot. People like, oh, he just shits fists, like he's a really hard bloke, and like it's not.
Yeah.
I just got this. I've got this demeanor because I grew up with people like that. I had to survive, but I'm not
Yeah.
really like that. I'm not really like that. I definitely hummus and carrot sticks.
I did
Yeah.
what? Hedge pets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You did well. You did well. Thank you for thinking about it. I really appreciate it. It's nice.
Oh, it's our absolute pleasure. We like inviting people into the dining room, and then it's the part of the party where we all end up in the kitchen having a chat, isn't it?
It's lovely.
So
Kitchens are for parties. That's it. Yeah.
yeah, well, hopefully we can get some real life ones one day. But
Soon.
thank you so much for coming onto our show, coming into the kitchen. Thank you so much. I've been listening to your podcast, Insane in the Membrane. Love it. Absolutely love it. Because like Lucy and I were both quite feministic, and as in feminism, as stereotypes and the hey, real men don't cry and all that is absolute bullshit and it's harmful for everyone. So I thought, oh right, let's listen to this podcast then. It really kind of stands out. And I've listened to the James Redmond one this week. Oh, I know. I had a right crush on James Redmond, right, when he's in Hollywood.
We all did. I couldn't wait to get him on.
Not so much in Casualty, or was it Holby City? They're both the same in my head, yeah. And then now my crush is completely gone because I know more about his toilet.
I know.
I'm like, thank you. I don't fancy him anymore. Brilliant.
When he was talking about it, and he kept talking about his wet balls, and I'm like, who has wet balls? What are you on about? But yeah, I know it put us all off. It's ruined the '90s for us. We're all done now. It's like,
And also, I love that he put right about him leaving SMTV, because I always thought he'd been sacked because he was slagging off a boy band, because that had been recorded at the time in some rag. So I'm really glad that he explained exactly what happened. I think, that absolutely makes sense. So I'll let you guys listen to the podcast, Insane in the Membrane. It was brilliant. So how did it come about doing that podcast?
It came from me. I had counselling. And then I was in green rooms with other comedians, and they said, like, what have you been up to? And I just started telling them, I'm like, I've been having some counselling. And they were like, why? Are you all right? I'm like, yeah. And I just started telling them why. And then they started to tell me things. All these comedians started to open up like beautiful flowers, telling me all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. And it just kind of evolved into that. It's like, yeah, this is what we need to be doing. Men need to talk about the fact that they cry uncontrollably if they're for no reason. They don't know why. And it's about like you described me at the beginning as like quite manly and things like that. And it's like that. It's like men that are seen as that need to open up, and because I'm of a generation that we didn't speak about these things. We were told to push it down. Our fathers before us, they're all alcoholics and they're all angry because they never had this outlet. So we're sort of like the first generation really that are making those changes. And it's been interesting. I love it. It's really good. Yeah.
How many episodes are on there now? Roughly.
It's 100 and something now. We've been doing it 2 years. We've had some incredible. We've had Heston Blumenthal and Tom Allen and incredible people on. It's been really cool. We've got Fembrain as well, where I think men and women need to have more conversations to understand each other, especially men. Like some of us we don't really understand each other, especially men. They don't ask questions. Like the basic thing of going to the shop to buy tampons. There's so many men that won't do it. And you're like, why? No one thinks they're yours. Chill out, mate. Just buy them. Just buy them. What's wrong with you? So it's understanding. Like we know what periods are, but we don't really understand what happens to a woman when it happens. There's that old joke about we think it lasts a couple of days, but the cycle is all the time. Like it's constant, and that's what we need to understand, which is why I'm having those conversations.
Oh, it's brilliant. Thank you. It's really
No, it's
good.
my
Like,
pleasure.
so I'm listening to the James Redmond one, and I thought, right, on balance, I've got to listen to the Fembrain one. And I've just started the one with the lady from The Chase.
Oh, Jenny
Already.
Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And I love podcasts, so it's just great to find a new one now. So I'm like, oh, great, couple of hundred to get through. It'll be brilliant. So from a podcast perspective, this is also a podcast. Be Lucy, we haven't chatted about this for a while. Is it still going out as a podcast, Lucy? Yes. So I'm interested to know, like, what's the process been like of like creating it, but also getting the word out there? What's that? Because that's what we're started. Well, Lucy started this. We've been doing this show for like a year. I've spent the first year in denial that we're doing it because Lucy's like force of nature. I'm like, oh, I don't like sharing my life on. I'm a comedian. But I quite like doing.
I believe everyone should have consent except for Sarah.
All right.
So I'm like, oh, I quite enjoy it. Actually, it'd be nice if people knew about it.
Join it in.
Yeah. So, it's good. It's good that people listen to it. That's what you need. Otherwise you're just two people chatting to each other.
Chatting online. Which is a bit embarrassing.
Teach us the way. How do you get the word out about your podcast? Come on, make it succinct. I'm writing this down.
You have to be relentless. You have to be relentless with it. You have to plug it constantly. You go on other podcasts as well, so then you can plug yours. I'm always putting it out there. Can I come on? Can I come on? And it's all about networking, and it's all about just having to be. Because I stumble sometimes. I'm like, people are going to get fed up with me. Keep advertising this, but you have to do it. Don't worry about what other comedians think. It's not about them. It's about the audience. So just focus on that. Don't worry about other comedians. It doesn't matter what they think. You just got to keep plugging away. And it's relentless, and it's full time, and it gets tedious, and you just want people to listen to it. But that's all you've got to do. Just keep plugging away. Just keep pushing it.
Brilliant. I can't wait for us to come on your podcast and discuss this further. Thanks, Rich.
There you go. That's how it works. We're networking. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know. I like that.
Because I get so embarrassed. Like, Lucy is amazing because she's a trucker, and she sits in a truck and she asks like real big. I'm like, Lucy, what are you doing? She's like,
I haven't heard him
come on, I thought you were gonna go. We had Jenny Claire on a few weeks ago. I still haven't got over it. It's amazing. So she's just amazing. But I'm like, oh God, what, we've got to speak to people in public? Okay. But I do really enjoy doing it. And so thank you. Thanks for it. But do you worry about having, like, what I really think your podcast is, you're a bit like the Mark Maron of Britain. Because you chat.
Thank you. That's very kind. Thank you. I'll take that. That's a massive.
And that's what I love. I love hearing about, like, when Mark Maron or yourself at the beginning will talk a little bit about your life and what's actually happening in it and things like that. It's especially when we all feel quite disconnected. I think one of the reasons we love listening to a podcast, which is essentially people chatting, is we want when nosy, we want to know how are people doing, so we can kind of subconsciously compare to our own lives and check we're all okay. But do you worry about sharing too much information?
No, not really. I haven't done anything that I'm ashamed of, really. My behavior in the past has been a bit shit, especially in relationships, but I've worked on it, and I'm not that person anymore. So I'm happy to talk about the shit I did before. But I've never done anything. I've never killed anyone. I was just a bit shit. And so I'm happy to talk about all those things, because what you'll find is that the things you're worried about talking about, everybody's done it. Everyone's experienced everything the same as you. We're all fundamentally the same. And it doesn't matter where you're from in the world. Really, fundamentally, we're all the same. We've just got different traditions and different sort of culture sort of put on the top of it. But really, we're all the same. And that's what I've learned. And so I'm happy to talk about all the good bits and the bad bits that I've done. And I'm happy to talk about when I fuck up. I'm happy to talk about when I get it wrong. We all get it wrong, and that's the point of this. We all make mistakes. We all say the wrong thing at the wrong time. And but by me saying that, people go, oh yeah, I do that, and it just eases people a little bit. It's it helps me, it helps them. This being alive is hard. Life is really hard. No one ever tells you that. No one said that to me growing up. It was always, you can be whatever you want to be. No, you can't. You fucking can't.
I give life 1 star out of 5 because it's fucking hard and relentless. And it's over, we were gone, and especially being girls, we were told I was promised a prince, I was promised a castle, white knight, horses.
In fairness, I was told I could be a secretary, so I thought, fuck that.
well, I thought like by the time I was like 35, I'd have a house and all that. I didn't. No one told me that you have to do that yourself. Like you have to get your own house. I thought they just gave it to you.
Yeah, I thought, hang on, mum and dad have given me everything so far. Why am I not getting my house?
Exactly. I thought that was it. I thought they just go, oh, there you are, you're 35. There's your house. There's your car. There's your thing. You'll be fine. And it's like, no. I'm nearly 50 and I still don't have a house. I'm like, where's my house?
I was consoling a friend yesterday. I won't use any names, but she's going through some relationship problems. They were saving up for a house together. She's 22 and she's got enough for a deposit. All right.
Oh, get in the bin.
Get in the bin, right? And she's,
how dare you?
And I know, and I'm like,
you?
hang on, is it your money or is it your money? And she's like, it's my money. I'm like, fuck him off. You're 22. Like,
good Lord.
And like I said, I remember living in this house when I was 24. I don't remember any parties. I don't remember even who I lived with, the housemate wise. But I remember being in the kitchen, breaking up with a boyfriend, and I had this epiphany moment where I realized I was only 24.
Yeah.
Like
how many years ago was that, Lucy?
My maths is a bit hazy at this time of day. And I think I was expecting to have the kids and the picket bags and the mortgage and all that stuff, and it broke up. And then all of a sudden I was like, I'm only 24. Oh, then the drinking commenced and I had a lot of sex.
Yes. Have all the sex.
And now I'm saving up for a mortgage and I'm 39. I'm trying to comfort this friend of mine going, if I was a very shit person, no offense if this is true for them, but if I was a skankier person, I could be your mother. I'm 17 years older than you. I could be your mother. And I haven't got a fucking clue. Yeah. Take a day off. Stop being be 22 and know who you are and where you're going. Stop it.
This is the thing. We assumed that all the adults when we were growing up, we assumed that they knew everything that was going on. They were full of shit. They were all lying.
Yeah.
They were all having affairs. They were all blagging it. And now we find out. We're like, oh, you bastards! You didn't. Right. Okay.
I'm still waiting to feel grown up. I don't know if anyone else feels. I've got a house. I've got a responsibility.
Never going to happen. It's never going to happen. You get to 18 and your brain kind of stops developing like in that fashion. Your body will decay and fall apart, but your brain, you'll forever feel like you're 18, 19 in your head. It's mad. It's mad.
Oh, it is, man. I was chatting to my dad a few weeks ago and he was like, he's going to be 78 this year. He sometimes watches the show. So, hi, Dad, if you're watching. He's probably not. And he said, oh, so I take him for little drives, we go for a little walk and stuff. And he said, oh, so I'd be 77, but in my head, I'm 56. I'm like, oh, okay.
Child.
56. Oh, love him.
But that's what happens. You don't, yeah, and it's how it is. I'm 49. I don't feel 49. I still feel a sprightly, 18, 19-year-old. But it is what it is. But what's happening now? You get seen as like an elder statesman, if you like. It's weird, especially because of what I do. Because of the podcast, people seem to think that you understand stuff. You're like, no, I'm still working it out, mate. I don't really know.
Yeah. When I was starting comedy, I started about 12 years ago now. And, I should be a lot more successful than I am. But it's taken a lot of figuring out. And when I started, all the boys were about 10 years younger than me. And it wasn't too bad. You don't really notice the difference then. But now they're like 20, sometimes 30 years younger than me. And it's a bit like, I better not talk to you for too long if someone accuses me of something.
Yeah. It's
bad, isn't it?
When I'm in green rooms now, and I've just started doing a writing comedy course where I'm sort of teaching.
Oh yes, someone to ask about that.
Well, I'm getting people started in the industry, or people to reconnect after the year we've had. And there's some young women on there, and you can just tell by the, like, when I'm around women now, you're not a threat. They don't see you as like, they're not interested in you. You're not interested in them. It's like they see you as like a dad figure. You're just kind of,
it's like,
they're like, yeah, not Rich. There's nothing sexual about him. He's just an old fucker, Which is nice, but at the same time, there's a bit that goes, no, I've still got it. What's going on?
Well, me and Lucy were saying we think you're a sexy beast, Rich. So
that's very kind of you. Thank you. I think you're both. Am I allowed to say it back? I don't know. It's weird, isn't it?
I think we made you an object first, so I think you're allowed to reciprocate.
I can turn around and go, yeah, absolutely. I find you're both very sexy women. So
oh yeah,
there you go.
Where is
getting a compliment?
I know. Yeah, the feminists go, how dare you? How dare you? Oh, it doesn't matter. All that. See, I know. I tell you what, with feminism, having lived with someone who was a feminist, what's happened now is it's ruined all films for me. Because I'll be sat watching films and I go, I know his game. He's up to no good. Yeah, I don't believe all that bullshit. Bringing a tea in bed, how dare you? I see what he's doing. It's completely ruined it for me. I'm this feminist bloke just going, I fucking see.
I watch films with my friend Paul Dennis, who made a comment earlier. So hi, Paul, if you're still watching. And we both make suggestions of films to watch, so we watch it online at the same time. And I'll ruin it because I'll go, right, okay, Paul, this is a great film, except there's one woman and she is a sex object. So it's it doesn't pass the Bechdel test. So
we watched. It was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it was so uncomfortable. Sat there with. Because she was just going there. So why hasn't she got anything to say? Why hasn't she got any lines? Oh, and now all the men are killing the women. What is this? I'm just going. I'm like, oh God, I wish I hadn't put this on now. It has to happen. Obviously, of course it does. But when it does, when you're in the eye of the storm, you're like, whoa! I didn't write the film. I didn't make the film. I just put the film on.
Sorry, babe. Sorry.
No, I didn't mean it. I didn't know they were going to get killed. I didn't know that. It's
yeah. There's one line for the whole film. Yeah.
It's when you're with your friends' kids, they've got some sort of Disney film on, and you're going, "You don't need a man to define you, girls. You were technically asleep. Never let a man kiss you when you're asleep."
Every Disney film is problematic now. It's just. Yeah. It's just completely ruined everything, It has to happen. Things have to change, but at the same time, it's like it's just fucked everything as well. It's like you say, oh, she's asleep. It's giving her what? What is this? She can't exist because she needs a man. How dare? It's just it's so old fashioned and of its time, and it's I tend to just stare at a wall now. Just go, do you want to watch a film? No, I'm going to stare at the wall.
Yeah, I'm just going to feel sad for the next hour and a half. But you enjoy Frozen. It's fine.
I'm just going to apologize to you for an hour and a half. Like, I'm really sorry. No, I'm really sorry. The film's not even on. There's nothing on. I'm so sorry about that.
That was my friend Alison who just said brilliant. It's Lenny's birthday today, so happy birthday, Lenny.
Happy birthday, Lenny.
I'm really conscious of time because you were doing a gig straight after this, aren't you? You're doing Vic Layton's new gig. Yes. I'm not sure what she's called. I can't remember what she's calling it, but it starts at 7:30. But you can still make it to the Sink, everyone. Check out her comedy next. She has some amazing guests on. So we do have people. We have got a couple of questions for you. Our first question is from friend of the show, Hugh Janus, and now before I reveal the question, Hugh always asks the question. I think he works for the CIA because he gets forensic details, so don't be scared. But here's Hugh's question. Hi, Rich. When you spoke to Chris, the quantum physicist, at the Escape Bar in Stratford, did you understand the subject of quantum mechanics, or were you just admiring his tattoos? Wow. You surpassed yourself there, Hugh.
How does he know that?
He doesn't
That
know
is
your address.
incredible.
He's a lovely guy. He just, I don't know. I mean, at the moment, we're very fortunate. He's never turned his magnifying glass on us.
That we know of.
That we know
There
of.
was nobody there. There was no one at the gig. There was supposed to be a gig. It didn't
Right.
go ahead because there was nobody there.
Uh-huh.
There's nobody there. How does he know that? I don't get it. There was literally just three of us there. Three of us talking, having a pint.
Maybe he was
What
one
the
of the
fuck is
three.
this? What the fuck? What was he disguised as a table?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Hugh
Unbelievable.
strikes
But
again.
I don't understand. Well, that's the thing. There's a phrase that you can say that my friend told me, and it's if you say that you understand quantum physics, then you don't understand quantum physics. And that you can say that, and it makes it sound like you know what you're talking about. They have explained it to me, but that has freaked me out. I've got to be honest.
Oh, sorry.
There was no one there. There was nobody there. That's the reason I ended up sitting having a pint with him and not doing a show, because there was nobody there. Unbelievable.
Maybe you were talking to Hugh Janus. Maybe that's who it was.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, he was a lovely fella, and I'm going to get him on the podcast. So
Brilliant.
there you go. That's coming.
Okay. Lucy, have you got any other questions for Rich?
Yes, I do. Have you seen the BBC sitcom Mandy?
No. Oh, is that with no, I haven't seen it. No.
It's Diane Morgan.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She works in a banana plant killing spiders.
Shit. All right. Go on.
It's just the fact that because I love Vix and I knew that you were coming on, so I was we had Vix on, so I was enjoying a few more comedy arcade shows, and you brought that up, and I'm like, going up to has anyone else seen Mandy? Has anyone seen Mandy? Like, it's like how many people in the bloody British comedy circuit have given a fucking tarantula a mallet to the head?
Everyone that didn't do very well at school has worked in a banana factory. It's just rite of passage. You just have to. And I don't know if you remember what the one joke that they had in the whole place, because you had these peak baseball caps, and the one joke that they did was one person would turn around with a banana. They'd have a banana on the peak and go, "Oh, who threw that? Who threw that?" And someone would do that every fucking day.
But they were like, oh god.
I was only there. Oh, yeah, I was only there 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm not this. No, I don't care. I don't care. So yeah, bananas.
We got one final question from Franimo. How is Rich's radio show going?
Oh, thank you very much. Going very well, thank you. Got a radio show on Islington Radio, which is on the Mixcloud app, and that comes out every Wednesday. It's called the Tuned Up Time Machine, and it's some of the finest music that you'll ever hear. It's superb. You should have a listen. Just got to download the app on your phone, and it's all free, and away you go.
Oh, brilliant. I've made a note of that. Tuned Up Time Machine. It sounds brilliant already.
Lovely.
Thank you so much. I think that's I'm just conscious of time.
That's all right.
Thank you so much for your time. It's been so lovely chatting to you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Before you go, is there anything in particular? Are there anything you want us to put up there? Should we put up your Twitter handle? Too late. She's done it. She's
right.
so on the ball.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter and Instagram. I am Rich Wilson, and the podcast Insane the Membrane and Fembrane. I've also got my one-man show is going to be coming from Soho Theatre. I'm going to be selling tickets. That's going to be the week of the 17th of May. Death Becomes Him is coming back to the Soho Theatre, so you're going to need to buy tickets because
the 17th of May, the same day that 6 people are allowed inside into a pub.
Yeah, it's about that. It's that week. It's that week. So
awesome. Yeah. Right.
It'll be good.
So
lovely.
I'll be there. Absolutely. I'm going to buy a ticket. That's
lovely.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
really
Ray. Thanks, Ray Turner. Thank you, guys. See you later.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Oh, isn't he great. Ray says, thanks, Rich. That was great fun. That was great fun. Thank you. So he's running off now. He's flown off back through the dining room, back to going to a comedy show now. That was Rich. Wasn't he fantastic?
That was really nice.
Yeah, so good. Okay, so that's it for this week.
Yeah.
I know, it feels weird, doesn't it? Normally we're like, right, and now we do the review, but I was on it this week. I'm like, Lucy, we're doing it. This. So
Am
what we got
I
next
allowed to want this to keep going? Am I
Yes.
okay to be the one person going, your hormones better not sort themselves out?
Well, there's always Coke. I'm sure I could get Coke from someone.
Hey, you know those cocktails I sent you for your birthday? I laced them with HRT.
Great, everything's fine, perfectly natural. He was so grounded, Ray. Ray says he was grounded, brilliant. Franimal says thanks, brilliant. Hugh says great show. Paul says thank you, lovely show. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah.
Sorry, I just read Fran's comment.
Fran says I'm off to have a bath and do some lines.
Don't do them in the bath, they'll get wet. Yeah.
My first thought was, oh, you're an actor.
Fuck's sake, Sarah.
Such a knob, honestly. Oh, right. So, yeah, who have we got next week, Lucy? I know, but I'm just checking. We have
Lorraine Hoodless.
Lorraine Hoodless. Has she got a hood? No, she's hoodless.
No, Hoodless.
You won't have heard of her, but she's a lovely lady, and we're going to have a good chat with her. She's trying to get all the comedians together to have like a weekly chat, so that we're not all going insane. Yeah, so we've got Lorraine next week, but we've also got Shani Thomas is back with What I Learned.
Love me some Shani.
Yes. So if you could follow us on Twitter, we are at the Sink Girls on Twitter. We have the Kitchen Sink page on Facebook. I'm Sarah Bridgman. I have a fan page, Sarah Bridgman Comedy. Lucy's Lucy Orchard with Lucy Orchard Comedy.
Yes, it's like we've taken our names Facebook and just put
added the
comedy at the end of it. Yeah.
And sometimes there's comedy.
A lot of people have done, and I think it's really working out for us all.
Yeah. It's really, really original. But Sarah Bridgman amusing, I didn't think was going to be strong enough, so I went with the comedy.
How's your YouTube videos going? Are we still ploughing on with them? Yeah.
Yes. Right. I'm going to do an update. I haven't done one since January, but I am going to do an update. There is a reason why I haven't done one, and it's because I did one. I did a really good one, and it was like Martin Scorsese himself went, hey, maybe I will give women some lines, and created a video with just me in it. It was brilliant. I was walking through a park. I went in the sea. I was swimming. I'd as well as talking about losing weight. It had everything. And then guess what happened?
You didn't.
I thought, I won't post this right now. Let's wait till tomorrow. Went back to it tomorrow. Completely gone, because I decided in my wisdom to clear my phone.
Sarah!
And then I went, I can't be arsed with this again. It took me honestly, but it takes hours to edit. Yeah. So, like with Rich now, Rich's got a lovely natural style. I think I'm very much robotic when I'm chatting to the computer. So I need to stop overthinking and just go, right, this is what my weight loss is this week, and here's some hints and tips, right, have it, so I need to stop overthinking and do a video.
I really have become more happy the more I lower my standards in life.
The less I try, the happier I am.
The less I try to attain,
yeah,
the happier I am.
You should put that on a t-shirt.
In fact, a friend of mine was getting quite depressed. She said, I don't know what to do. I'm getting quite depressed. I haven't got any tips, blah, 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 blah. And I just wrote back. I said, I'm not being funny, mate. Just lower your fucking smart targets. Yeah. And I wasn't taking the piss. Like, literally, if you're not climbing that mountain today, make today's challenge getting dressed. And then you have achieved.
Do you want a job as a life coach, Lucy? I think it'd be great. Sack it off, love.
Is your life go better than this? Tick. There we go. You're not too bad now, you love.
Yeah. You want to achieve? Don't bother.
Yeah, I think you're doing all right, mate.
The Lucy Orchard. Life coaching. I love it. All right, let's bugger off before we get into another topic of conversation.
Please, when we say follow us on Twitter, it's not just because we're like, oh, follow us on Twitter. We put all the details you need for everything on Twitter. It's our go-to. And then you'd be like, oh, I want to watch from Twitch, but I can't remember the link. It's on there. You know, I want to find this video. It's on there. You know, everything is on Twitter. It's not dead because everyone's got it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Just remember to come back to where you are just now, 7 p.m. next Thursday. We've got some amazing guests coming. We've got Lorraine next week, but in the coming weeks, we got Stuart Goldsmith, king of the comedy podcast. Stuart Goldsmith. We've got Angela Barnes,
and we've got show favourite Barry Castagnola.
Oh, right. Well, we can't. He's not been on the show before. He's our favourite because he was on a show. He's
right,
great.
He was on Rapaz. Yeah, I mean, to go from Stu Goldsmith to Angela Barnes to Barry, I mean, yeah,
Barry Castagnola is a very funny comedian and a big, he produces The Froth with Rod Gilbert. We can't believe the guests that we're getting on, guys. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you again next week. Yeah. Right. It's amazing, isn't it? Really looking forward to it. Okay, this is why I was like, it's time I started pulling my weight and actually, trying to get some more people to come and watch this. Lucy's pulling it out of the bag, getting some amazing guests. Come on, Bridge. So
you've got Barnsey.
After a year of plucking up the courage, and then I went, oh, please come on our show. And she came back going, yeah, mate, lovely, that'd be lovely. I'm like, oh, I'm switching off. I've got, honestly, it's my journey. It's my journey. I'm actually really shy in real life.
I'm so pleased to be on a journey with you.
Every week I'm like, come on now, Bridge. Come on. You can.
There I am going, hey, Tiffany, a dish. You want to come on the show? Big fan.
Yeah. Honest to God, I'm like, no. Oh, okay then.
You wonder.
This is the epitome of getting yourself out of your comfort zone. I don't know where the edge of your comfort zone is, Lucy. I think it's on Mars.
Ricky Gervais. I did Ricky Gervais.
Shall I ask Elon Musk to come on the show? Shall I ask Bill Gates to come? Who else? Shall I ask Mahatma Gandhi to come on the show? You're just like, shall I ask Queen Elizabeth? Day after. How are you feeling, love? Are you feeling a bit better now after pill tiding you? Should we get you on the show? I'm like, where is the edge of this woman's audacity? I love it.
No shame.
She's zero shame. It's what we need, because I am all shame. Catholic upbringing, nothing but shame.
You're making me laugh. I can't breathe.
And I can't find the bloody end credit.
Do you want me to press it? Trevor Noah, right?
No, I found it. Guys, right. We got 2 comments. What are the comments, Lucy? I can't.
Right, I'll do the comments.
You do the comments. What are the comments?
The word, but he's used other words to get there. And then Ray has said for Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah. Ray, don't give us suggestions, but that's a good one actually.
I'll do it on Monday. It's always.
Can we do Jimmy Fallon? I love Jimmy Fallon as well. He's my favourite American chat show.
Guys, you've got to give us names of women as well, because sometimes men have a little bit too much support in the industry.
Bless them. But they need the help. Michelle Wolf, if we can ask her to come on the show. Yes. Will she ask? Tune in next week. No, she will ask. Right. See you next week, guys.
Robbie,
that was the kitchen sink. Did we make you laugh? Did we make you think? You can now go to the loo. You can treat yourself to that great big poo. And we will see you next week. Yeah! See you next week.